Hello, dear friends. How are you doing? Hope you are doing very well. Today, I am going to start a new series of English literature, and that is about the MCQs. So, in the first ever session, we'll have 100 MCQs of English literature. So, before starting our session, I have a very humble request for you that please subscribe my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet, so that you may get further updates. So, let's start. Here we have number one, the earliest surviving work of English literature is Answer Caedmon's Hymn. The epic poem Beowulf consists 3,182 alliterative lines. Which epic poem from Old English literature has been declared is the national epic poem of England? It's Beowulf epic poem. The epic poem Beowulf is written in answer Scandinavian script. Who wrote the epic poem Beowulf? Anonymous. So it's unknown. The writer of the Beowulf poem is unknown. The Old English martyrology is a Merician collection of hagiographies. So hagiographies is a bit like religious sermons. So Enchem was a prolific 10th century writer of hagiographies and homilies. Number 8, the earliest English poet whose name is known is Caedmon. So number 9, King Alfred's reign ended in 9th century. In the Battle of Maldon in 991, the Anglo-Saxons failed to prevent against Vikings' invasion. Number 11, The Wanderer is an Old English poem that consists 115 lines of alliterative words. Number 12, a poem that mounts a loss or has the more general meaning of a simply sorrowful piece of writing is called elegy. 13, the English literature is generally seen as beginning with the epic poem Beowulf. 14. Normans conquered the England in 1066. 15. Which language became the standard language of courts, parliament, and polite society during the reign of Normans? Law French. 16. Who translated the Bible in the Middle English period? Answer is Wycliffe. So 17. Which pre-Reformation movement rejected many of the distinctive teachings of the Roman Catholic Church? Answer is Lollard movement. The term Lollard refers to whom? Its answer is the followers of John Wycliffe. So 19, a prominent theologian who was dismissed from the University of Oxford in 1381 for criticism of the church was John Wycliffe. So 20, Middle English period lasts up till the 1470 AD. 21. The Patience and Purity are alliterative poems written by Sir Gawain. MCQ number 22. What is the term Chancery Standard meant in English literature? Answer, a form of London based English. 23. Where is the Geoffrey Chaucer buried in? Geoffrey Chaucer is buried in Poets' Corner of Westminster Abbey. 24. Geoffrey Chaucer is best known for his answer, Canterbury Tales. 25. The first recorded association of Valentine's Day is in Chaucer's answer, Parliament of Fools. So 26. Who was the personal friend of Geoffrey Chaucer? Its answer is John Gower. 27. Which book is believed to be the first published book written by a Norman in the English language? So its answer is Revelation of Divine Love. William Caxton actually invented the printing press. He actually brought the printing press in England in which year? So 1476. Before William Caxton, actually printing press was invented in Germany by Gutenberg. 29. The Pilgrim's Progress is a famous elegy of medieval period written by, answer is John Bunyan. Renaissance is usually regarded as beginning in 14th century in Italy. The term Renaissance in English literature means rebirth. The English Renaissance was actually the cultural and artistic movement. John Florio was an excellent linguist and lexicographer. A sonnet was introduced into English literature from Italian literature. The Fairy Queenie, an epic poem, was written by Edmund Spenser. He is also known as Poet's Poet. 36. The defense of the poetry is the work of, answer is Sir Philip Sidney. 37. What is significant about Gorboduc, the first verse drama in English literature? Its answer is blank verse was used in it for the first time ever. 38. The reign of Elizabeth I started in 1558. And 39. The reign of James I started in 1603. 40. Thomas Yate is one of the earliest English poets of, answer is Renaissance age. 41. Who is known as the poet's poet in English literature? Its answer is Edmund Spenser. And 42. Sonnet is a, answer is 14-line poem. 43. Who called the first eight? What is called the first 8 lines of sonnet? Answer is the first 8 lines of sonnet are called as octave. So what is the last 6 lines of sonnet is called sestet. So what is the rhyming scheme of the octave in sonnet? It's A B B A A B B A. So what is the rhyming scheme of sonnet sestet in sonnet? It's C D E C D E or C D C C D C. 47. William Shakespeare, Ben Jonson, and Christopher Marlowe were, its answer is Elizabethan age playwrights. So Dr. Faustus is the very famous play written by whom? It's actually written by Christopher Marlowe. Alchemist comedy was written by, answer is Ben Jonson. The table alphabetical is believed to be first ever dictionary in English language. Was written in 1604 by whom? It's Robert Cowdery. So Robert Cowdery wrote the first ever dictionary in English language, which is believed in 1604, and the name of the table alphabetical. 51. What is the meaning of Renaissance? So we have already read it. Answer: rebirth, revival, and reawakening. 52. English Civil War was fought during the reign of, its answer is King Charles I. 53. Who was the last great poet of the age of Renaissance? It was John Milton. So John Milton got blind at the age of 40. He got blind at the age of 40. 55. The most dominant figure in the age of Restoration is, answer is John Dryden. He is believed to be the first ever critic of English literature. 56. The first ever significant female novelist was, answer is Ephra Behn. 57. The first official formal poet laureate is believed to be, answer is John Dryden. Who introduced Alexandrine and triplet into English poetry for the first time? Again, it was John Dryden. 59. The Age of Enlightenment, which started in 18th century, is also known as, answer, Age of Reason or Augustan Age. And 60. Which English poet is most discussed after Shakespeare? Its answer, Robert Burns. So Robert Burns is basically the national poet of the Scotland. 61. What is the meaning of the term Magnum Opus? Answer, masterpiece. 62. Which English poet was born with deformed feet? It was Lord Byron, a Romantic age poet, second group of Romantic age. 63. Which drug did Samuel Taylor Coleridge used to take? He used to take opium. So he also had an opium dream as well, in which he wrote his famous poem Kubla Khan. So 64. Name the English poet who got blind at the age of 40. John Milton again. So, which Irish poet, dramatist, and novelist was accused of pawns and sodomite? In a way, like you may call him a gay. It was Oscar Wilde. So he was blamed or accused of a pawns and sodomite, or he is known that he was gay actually. So 66. Democracy is the tyranny of majority. Who said this? Its answer is J.S. Mill. So 67. Democracy is the bludgeoning of the people, for the people, and by the people. Whose statement is this? Basically, Abraham Lincoln is known for that particular statement, but Oscar Wilde also said that. So Oscar Wilde is very much famous for his hard-hitting quotations, due to which unique quality Oscar Wilde is so famous. Answer: hard-hitting quotations. Men can be destroyed but can't be defeated. These words are taken from Old Man and the Sea. The Old Man and the Sea is a novel written by Ernest Hemingway. Number 70. How Ernest Hemingway was died? He killed himself or he suicide. 71. Gulliver's Travels is the magnum opus of? Answer is Jonathan Swift. Who is believed as the father of English literature? Answer is Geoffrey Chaucer. How many total series are there in the Canterbury Tales? Its answer is 24. King James Bible, that was first ever Bible written in English language, published in? Answer is 1611. Renaissance movement is believed to be started first in 14th century in Italy. Who is credited to introduce sonnet in English literature? Answer was is Thomas Yeats. 77. Who has written one of the all times best novel, War and Peace? Answer: Leo Tolstoy, a Russian novelist. 78. Name the very famous French novelist who wrote Madame Bovary. Answer is Gustave Flaubert. 79. How many total acts are in Shakespeare's comedy Midsummer's Night Dream? Answer is 5. Who is considered the most significant author after Shakespeare in English literature? And its answer is John Milton. Who uttered these words? That beauty, actually, I can't read it. So basically, these words are said by John Keats. So sorry for that. There's a problem. 82, which was Marlowe's first play, is Tamerlane. So 83, to which theatre was Christopher Marlowe associated with? He was associated with English Renaissance Theatre. 84, what was the first published title of Christopher Marlowe's play, The Jew of Malta? Answer is the famous tragedy of the rich Jew of Malta. So basically, Christopher Marlowe is known as one of the greatest writer of English literature, especially. He was a great writer of his time. He wrote one of the greatest tragedies in English literature. Overall, he wrote four or five, but whatever he wrote, it was quite excellent. 85, the first complete version of Bible in English language was made by, answer, John Wycliffe. 86, which century is known as dawn of Renaissance? Answer is 15th century. So Renaissance first came to the Italy. Which of the following qualities would most accurately describe Foster's character is the beginning of the play? Its answer is arrogant. Who of the following is known as child of Renaissance? Its answer is Spencer. 90, on his blindness, a collection of sonnets is written by, answer is John Milton. 91, the prince of poets in his time, on whom grave the inscription is written. So it is basically written on the grave of Edmund Spenser. What is Fairy Queenie? Again, Magnum Opus of Edmund Spenser. Basically, Fairy Queen is an allegory. Who wrote Holy Sonnets? So John Donne actually wrote the Holy Sonnets. And who wrote the Massacre at Paris? It was Christopher Marlowe. Again, his tragedy. So, which famous work of John Milton's was based on the fall of men? Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, both are his works. So, what is the meaning of Milton's work, Samson Agonis? So, basically, the meaning of Samson Agonis is a wrestler. Which poem ends, I shall but love thee better after death? How do I love thee? These are the lines taken from the poem, How Do I Love Thee? 98. A pattern of accented and unaccented syllables in lines of poetry are known as meter. 99. The repetition of similar ending sounds are called as rhyme. Applying human qualities to non-human things uh, is known as personification. So these are the 100 MCQs in my first ever session, and I have actually taken these MCQs from different exams regarding lectureship English and English teacher selection, and sometimes these questions have also been asked in different interviews. So that's all for this time. So don't forget to subscribe my channel. So you'll get further updates as I'll upload my further MCQs after time and again. So till the next time, have a nice time. It's goodbye. See you then.